Bryce Mitchell is a tough matchup. Could he connect all the dots and really bring this fight to the ground? You know what I'm saying? I think with Jean Silva, he is fucking good, bro. I can already see him as a contender, bro. So as good as Bryce Mitchell is, I'm going to have to put Jean Silva up there. I can see Jean Silva potentially stopping this dude. I feel like his arsenal of his diversity with punches, kicks, and everything that he's doing, he's gotten so much better. I mean, his last loss was in 2018 in San Jose, dude. You know what I'm saying? It was a fight that it was a promotion that I don't know if I ever heard of it, but he only has 2 losses, and that was, dude, from 2018. I mean, Kamaru Usman, that was 7 years ago. The dude has advanced. The dude is now in the UFC. He's looking at all his training partners win. I can see Jean Silva knocking Bryce Mitchell the fuck out.
I think Bryce needs to be shooting constantly in this fight. As soon as it starts, make him grapple the entire time, because Jean Silva is just too slick, too powerful, having too much fun in there. I got nothing against Bryce other than the bullshit that he said before, like you said. I think it's going to be competitive early. I think he's going to have to really fight off some takedowns. But, man, I don't know if I can go against Jean Silva in this one. I think he's going to get it done. And he's probably going to find a way to knock him out.
Yeah, what is he, 15-2. His only 2 losses came by one by split decision, and the other one by unanimous decision. And then when he got to contenders, he beat that kid Kevin Vallejos, who kind of moves like Illia, who just won the recently from. I think he's also from. Where's Buenos Aires? Argentina. So with that said, then he won 1, 2, 3, 4 fights. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4-0 in the UFC right now. And you know what it is? He's got all finishes. He high fives these guys in the middle of the fight. He's smiling, lulling you to sleep. They high five him, and then shortly after that, you are staring at the lights, looking up from the canvas.
But also, when we talked about it, and I was just like, yo, Bryce could win. People, I had a comment on there, I don't ever comment back, but I'm like, yo, no one's talking about the shit this man has said in the public. I'm talking strictly, these are strictly fighting terms. Strictly fighting terms. Jean Silva is either going to knock Bryce Mitchell the fuck out, or Bryce Mitchell is going to belt to ass him and take him down and submit him.
I don't think this is a fight that was made. I think they're feeding Jean Silva Bryce Mitchell. That's what I think is going on here, and I think that Jean Silva, he gonna eat, and the way that they match up, Jean he's such a clever striker. He's such a smart fighter. And, if there's one guy I could see actually maybe holding the belt and keeping it for a while, Jean Silva might be that guy. I think I'm that kind of impressed when I watch him fight. Bryce Mitchell, I think, is fighting really, really well right now, but he does have this tendency of throwing a punch, dropping his hands, throwing a punch, dropping his hands, and kind of watching his work a little bit. You do not want to do that against someone like Jean Silva. If he's able to hit some takedowns, listen, I think that Bryce Mitchell can win this fight on the ground. I think his submission game is probably going to be better than Jean Silva. I'm still waiting to see more ground game from a lot of these fight nerds from Brazil. I think they're a fantastic team, but I want to see more of their ground game, but they're not letting people take them down. That's the problem. But give me Jean Silva here.
And then with Bryce, I think this is going to be an interesting style because we haven't really seen anyone wrestle Jean Silva yet. Bryce has a very good ground game, very good body locks, great single legs. Does a good job of shooting head outside to the running the double. He even took Topuria down. And it didn't look like it was very hard when he got the takedown in the one takedown that he did get. With that said, I am curious to see how he does with the guy who hits as hard as Jean Silva, because he looks like one punch is like a shot from a tank.
Bryce is going to be a tough out. I think if Bryce can get him on the ground, I think he can fucking win this fight.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
So Jean Silva's on a tear, the fighting nerds are on a tear. If Bryce can go out there and perform, it'll be a fucking big win for him right now.
Next up, we got Bryce Thug Nasty, my bud, a buddy from Arkansas, 30 years old, damn, 30 years old. He's been around for a minute. 30 years old, 17-2. Okay, his last fight was against Kron Gracie, where he picked up Kron and Kron kept his guard and he bounced his head off the canvas, KO'd him clean. His 2 losses are Illia Topuria and then Josh Emmett, real hard hit. He's taken on Lord Jean Silva, 28 years old, 15-2. Pretty new to the UFC. He fought on Dana White Contender Series 2023. So he hasn't been in the UFC long. He hasn't fought any grapplers like Bryce Thug Nasty. Charles Jourdain was taking him down. I watched some of his sparring. He gets taken down. He gets mounted. If he gets taken down versus Bryce Mitchell, there's a good chance he's not going to get up the rest of the round. But he's confident. He barks. He has a good bark to him. He likes to make friends with his guys in the cage. He likes to give them knucks and go, yeah. I don't think it's going to be like that. I think there's some bad blood here. Bryce Mitchell really thinks he's evil. So I'm going to pick Bryce Mitchell gets it done by decision. I feel like Jean Silva is going to overswing. Bryce is going to score on him, tire him out, and get it done by decision. Let me know what you guys think.
I don't necessarily think that the UFC is like setting him up lamb to the slaughter, in the sense that, like, if this fight stays on the feet, yeah, he's gonna get hurt real bad. I think that's probably quite likely. However, like, what do we really know about the depths of Silva's takedown defense and ground game, where, in fairness to Bryce Mitchell, he is quite good. Very good there, as a matter of fact, right? Remember, this is the guy who got a twister submission, for crying out loud. So to me, that is actually like kind of an interesting battle here. So is Jean Silva and his striking extremely innovative and unique, and obviously extremely dangerous? There can be no question. But there's a little bit unknown about him too. Bryce could be the guy that shows us exactly what that looks like. So I think he's just got a bit of a persecution complex. I don't think the UFC is like, I've seen UFC set up fights where guys were expected to lose, you know what I mean? And this doesn't look like that to me.
Bryce Mitchell, Jean Silva. Crazy meets crazy, right? My feed is so full of Bryce Mitchell, like just talking to different people about flat earth, and then demons and devils coming out of everywhere, and how Jean Silva's possessed, etc., etc. Like, it's filled with it. I don't know where my phone picked up someone talking about Bryce Mitchell, but that's all that's on my damn feed right now. Okay? Jean Silva is just playing it as well. He's loving it. I am so curious to see this fight.
Well, he says that he loves Jesus, but he calls himself Lord, and he doesn't act like he loves Jesus. He doesn't treat me with respect. So I go up based off of that. Based off my interactions with him, he does not have Jesus in his heart, because he treats me like total shit. And I'm not afraid to say that to his face. If you love Jesus, then treat people with respect. And that's not what he does. Jesus' 2 commandments were to love the Lord your God with all your heart and love your neighbor as yourself. Does he treat me as he treats himself?
I would say not. Do you think he views this as just like a bit of fun, right? Oh, it's trash talk, it's the fight promotion. Or do you think he has real ill feelings towards you?
I think his feelings are very ill, and it's not going to be fun when he's getting his face smashed in.